Howdy folks, we are in the throes of Hurricane Elsa, so I figured I'd come out here and make a video. Now don't pay no mind to the farm animals in the background, it's just a green screen. So, I'm gonna try to be normal. People tell me they want me to just be my normal self, so I'm gonna try. Just be normal, Christina. Just be normal. Okay. So it's recently come to my attention that I might have Aspergers Syndrome. It was my brother who first told me, because when I would go to visit him and I would talk about things, he'd be like, I think you have Asperger's. Since then, he's brought that up a few more times. It's like, oh, well, I guess it's possible. But then after I made my video on being a highly sensitive person, wait, be normal, be normal. When I made my video on being a highly sensitive person, somebody commented, maybe you have Asperger's. So I decided I should look into this. And when I did do some research, there were so many Asperger traits that I possessed. It was kind of like, how could I not have Asperger's? But at the same time, what even is Asperger's? It's just like a made-up thing that some doctor or psychiatrist came up with to describe a personality trait or something. I don't know. I think anything that man comes up with, anything that humans come up with is like, I don't know, I'm skeptical of. The main reason why I think I might have Asperger's is because I have a high sensitivity to sounds. So sounds just really make me crazy. Not like nature sounds like the wind in the trees, but like sounds of technology, and cars and sirens and helicopters, air conditioning units. It's like that movie Temple Grandin. And like my phone, it makes these sounds like, it like ticks when I like swipe it. And if I turn it off, it ticks. It's like, why do you do that? And the sounds of like voices. Like I hear my neighbors' voices. Sometimes like when the lawnmowers are going and the leaf blowers, I gotta put the earmuffs on, and like with earplugs and the earmuffs. And I can still hear the noises. And if I smush the earmuffs to my ears, then I can hear the sounds in my head. I like to put on nature sounds, like I'll put on like 10-hour-long videos of nature sounds on YouTube, but it never really drowns out the sounds of the traffic. I'm also very sensitive to smells, like to a crazy extent. Like I used to drive for Uber. I would pick up people and I'd be like, oh, they smell like the thrift store. Then I was over at my mom's house and she had just done laundry, and then I realized that's what laundry detergent smells like. Sometimes I can't go into my friend and pet client's house because the caregiver there would be cooking food for her husband, and it's like, ugh. One time I was on my front porch and somebody was visiting my neighbor, and I started gagging because he was standing in front of the neighbor's house, but he had so much cologne on. So I have a list of things I researched online. It's a lot. Attention to mundane and meticulous tasks. Like if I had to work on a project that was really tedious, I'm like, got this. One of the things is being brutally honest. I'll say things that are inappropriate, you know. Like I was doing a gig once and there was this little girl that I called her a dictator, and her mom was not happy about that. But it was like, she was just like telling people like, do this, do that, say this, say that. And her mom's just like, oh, she's so cute. And I'm like, little dictator. And the mom was like, oh, hi lizard. Okay, feelings for animals more than humans. That goes without saying. Attention to detail, perfectionism. It takes me forever to edit a video. Aspies don't know how to relax and have difficulty sleeping. Yeah, I don't sleep very much. Aspies can have meltdowns. I would occasionally have meltdowns when I worked a corporate job, but that's just like such an unnatural environment. Obsessive topics of interest. You know, I was obsessed with Antarctica for about 3 days. One of the Aspie traits is simping, which is kind of like when you do, you know, some type of nervous habit or something, but yeah, I don't do that. Repetitive clothing. I just want to wear a dirndl all the time. Social anxiety. Oh, yeah. Difficulty relating to other people, trouble with communication, social reciprocity. So, like, if somebody asks me how I'm doing, I just want to be like, it's none of your business. And, you know, when conversations happen, it's just like I realize, oh, I'm supposed to ask how the other person is doing, or like ask about their life. So I have to like remind myself to do that. Oh my God, there's so many people. It's like everybody's so crammed together and everybody's got jobs and they're constantly going to and from work, and I'm like, just hearing the traffic, I'm like, oh my God, everybody's going to work. Everybody's doing this, and everybody's doing that, and all these plans and this and all this stuff is getting shipped everywhere, and transportation and going to jobs and big buildings. Oh, that's what it is. It's overwhelmed by all the potentialities. It's like my mind is trying to process everything that's going on around me. Hi, Edgar. Aspies will write or create to relieve anxiety, and it's true, when I'm making videos, it's like that's when I forget about all my worries and troubles, and I forget about all the evil people running the world. Sort of. Aspies can have a sense of impending doom. How could you not? I mean, if you don't have a sense of impending doom, like, I don't know what world you're living in. Difficulty filtering out background noise when people are talking to you. This is crazy. This came on really strong one day when my friend and pet client Vivian took me to get coffee, and we sat outside at this little table, and there was another little table nearby where a gentleman was talking to a woman, and I could not focus on our conversation because all I was hearing was his voice, and I was trying really hard to like listen to what Vivian was saying. I was trying to formulate my own words, but I could not block out this man's voice. I don't even like going on a Zoom call with my family because everybody's talking about all these different things. Like, you can't have a you know, quality one-on-one conversation. It's just like so disjointed. Oh, it's getting a little hot. Quirky, odd, different sense of humor. Feels extreme relief when she doesn't have to go anywhere or talk to anyone. Feeling dread about upcoming events or appointments. Yeah, like I'll stress out about something that's coming up, you know, not just that day or later in the week, but weeks later. I just want to be home with myself. This is a lot, you guys. I could probably do like a whole series of videos on being an Aspie. Requires large amounts of time, of alone time. Yes, please. Dislikes being in crowds. To be in a crowd, no. Rescues animals. Dislikes anything that harms animals or people. Yeah, like when I was painting my house, I have to be really careful because of all the little ants. So I'm like, rejects social norms. I don't like to have to try to act normal. It just feels so artificial. This this list goes on and on and on, you guys. Overwhelmed going to the grocery store. I don't like new places. I don't like surprises. I don't like surprise me with a gift or anything because it's like, it might not be something I need, and now I have to deal with this object that I don't need. So yeah, don't give me presents unless it's useful, practical, or edible, or for my animals, or money, just because I have bills to pay. Okay. They say that Aspies can like talk about stuff like that. People are like, will you just shut up? I had these AC guys come out and I'm just like sitting there talking to them like about random things, like about the dog that I rescued the night before and like how I take care of my gecko, and in my head I'm like, don't mention the goats, don't mention the goats, because I'm like about to like explain to them why I've got all these bales of hay in my house. They're putting the new device in the wall and I'm like, this thing isn't gonna spy on me, is it? And I started telling them about my neighbor's smart meter and why I don't have a smart meter, and in my head I'm just like, shut up Christina, they don't care. Which leads me to another Aspie trait, which is a constant voice of self-assessment. So yeah, I'm always like, why did you say that, Christina? Why did you do that? You really effed up this time. If only you did this, if only you did that. And I'm not just talking about like what happened 5 minutes ago, I'm talking about decades ago. I'm like analyzing what my life would be like if I made this decision instead of that one. It's just like, shut up. Will you just shut up, Christina? I mean, can anybody else relate? Are there any Aspies out there? I'm trying to skip some of this because it's just too much. Honestly, I just want to be far away from people. I can feel the vibrational frequencies of the people around me, like when my neighbors are home. Even if I don't hear them, I know they're there. I'm not a people person, and I honestly don't know how anyone could want to be part of society. I have worked in the corporate world in entertainment, and I used to deal with my social anxiety from going to work by bringing a stuffed dog to work with me, a big black stuff. Okay, here's Arrow. This is my emotional support dog. I used to bring to work with me every day. And I sleep with him every night. So, not generally considered normal, but he helped me deal with being in that artificial environment because I couldn't have my animals with me. I couldn't bring Taco with me. Honestly, everything in the world has gotten worse since Taco passed away. You gotta see this green screen action. We got some green screen action going on here. This hurricane, man. Whew. Whew. So I think the reason why I initially didn't think that I had Asperger's Syndrome is because one of the main traits of Asperger's is to like not understand social cues. So like if somebody is upset or something, like it doesn't really register with an Aspie. And I feel like, you know, I'm a compassionate person, but it's like, honestly, I really don't understand how people don't have compassion for animals. And so when it comes to humans, I'm just kind of like, if they're like having a bad day, I'm just like, as long as no animals are being harmed, then just deal with it. People are too needy. And my daughter Aber used to have this saying that friends are for the weak. I don't disagree. Yeah, I've got some friends. Very special people. Normal people kind of freak me out. It's like even my weird friends from the 90s are conforming. They're just like working their corporate jobs and they're doing their consumerist lifestyle, and I'm just like, I just want to live in a barn. Anyway, an interesting figure that I read is that 80% of Aspies are unemployed, which I totally understand because it's really hard to deal with people. I don't know, maybe it's just being an artist. I don't even like to use the term artist, a creator, even that sounds kind of grandiose. I like having this outlet to express my thoughts, even if I have to be cryptic sometimes. And I want to be able to have hope for the world, heck, if I could find people that I could relate to, that would be really freaking amazing. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped somebody. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and empathy to all. I'd rather be buried in some lonesome cypress grove. I'd rather be buried in some lonesome cypress grove than to stay in the city. People all in droves. I'd rather drink muddy water, sleep out in a hollow log. I'd rather drink muddy water, sleep out in a hollow log, than to work for the man and slave the whole